No. Listen, I'm going to do something that you have never seen me do before, because I've never done it before. And whatever you're thinking, it's not what you think. I'm going to read a speech to you, and I've never done that before. I always speak extemporaneously. But somebody a few days ago said something in Lincoln Square in New York City that so much captured the heart of this movement that I can't do better than that. As Lincoln once said, it's beyond my poor power to add or detract. So I'm going to read to you what Naomi Klein said in New York City. Naomi Klein, when this great movement of theirs began. This is what she said. I love you.
I love you!
And I did just say that so that hundreds of you would shout, I love you back. No, that's obviously a bonus feature of the human microphone. I'll try it again. I love you. Say unto others what you would have them say unto you, only way louder. I love you. Yesterday, one of the speakers at the labor rally said, we found each other. That sentiment captures the beauty of what's being created right here. A wide open space as well as an idea so big that it can't be contained by any space. For all the people who want a better world to find each other. Amidst this economic crisis that's happening the world over, and we're so grateful that we can find each other. If there's one thing I know, it's that the 1%, okay, on Fox News tonight, you'll see crowd boos Grayson. You will see that. I can guarantee you that you will see that. If there's one thing I know, it's that the 1% loves the crisis. When people are panicked and desperate and no one knows what to do, that's the ideal time to push through their wish list of corporate policies. Privatizing education, privatizing Social Security, slashing public services, getting rid of the last constraints on corporate power. Amidst the economic crisis, this is happening the world over. And there's only one thing that can block that tactic, and fortunately, it's a very big thing. The 99%. Who are we? Who are we? Who are we? And that 99% is taking the streets from Madison to Madrid to say, no, we will not pay for your crisis. That slogan began in Italy in 2008. It ricocheted to Greece and France and Ireland, and finally it's made its way to this square mile where the crisis began, Wall Street, and now it's made its way to... Why are they protesting? Asked the baffled pundits on TV. Meanwhile, the rest of the world asks, what took you so long? We've been wondering when you were going to show up and fight for what's right. And most of all, people are saying, welcome. Welcome to the public forum. Many people have drawn parallels between Occupy Wall Street and the so-called anti-globalization protest that came to the world's attention in Seattle in 1999. That was the last time a global, youth-led, decentralized movement took direct aim at corporate power. And I'm proud to have been part of what we call the movement of movements. But there are important differences too. For instance, we chose summits as our target. Summits are transient by their nature. They only last a week. That made us transient too. We'd appear, we'd grab world headlines, and then we'd disappear. In the frenzy of hyper-patriotism and militarism that followed the 9/11 attacks, it was easy to sweep us away completely. Occupy Wall Street and Occupy Orlando, on the other hand, has chosen a fixed target. And we put no end date on our presence here. This is why Only when you stay in one place can you put down roots. This is crucial. It's a fact of the information age that too many movements spring up like beautiful flowers but quickly die off. It's because they don't have roots and they don't have long-term plans for how they're going to sustain themselves. So when the storms come, they get washed away. But being horizontal and deeply democratic is wonderful. These principles are compatible with the hard work of building the structures and the institutions that are sturdy enough to weather the storms ahead. And I have great faith that will happen. Something else with this movement is doing right. You've committed yourself to nonviolence. You refuse to give the media the images of broken windows and street fights that it craves so desperately. In fact, when I look around here, I see a party. That's what I see. And that tremendous discipline has meant that again and again, the story has been unprovoked police brutality. We saw more of that just last night. But support for this movement grows and grows and grows. But the biggest difference a decade makes is that in 1999 we were taking on capitalism at the peak of its frenzy economic boom. Unemployment was low, stock portfolios were bulging, the media was drunk on easy money. Then it was about startups, not shutdowns. We pointed out that deregulation behind the frenzy came at a price. It was damaging to labor standards. It was damaging to environmental standards. Corporations were becoming more powerful in government, and it was damaging to our democracies. But to be honest, when the good times rolled, taking on an economic system based on greed was a tough sell, especially in the so-called rich countries. But 10 years later, there aren't any more rich countries. There's only a few rich people. And many of those people got rich looting the public wealth and the bailouts and exhausting natural resources around the world. The point is that everybody today can see the system is deeply unjust and careening out of control. Unfettered greed has trashed the global economy and is trashing the natural world as well. We're overfishing our oceans, polluting our water with fracking, and that's a strange word, isn't it, fracking? And deep water drilling, turning to the dirtiest forms of energy on the planet. And the atmosphere cannot absorb the amount of carbon we're putting into it, creating dangerous global warming. The new normal is serial disasters, economic and ecological. Those are